I went to Lourdes before I was officially a Christian, or should I say, a practicing one.
Yeah.
I went with my brother, and I went just to keep my brother company on a trip to France, I guess, and just, I was open-minded enough to see what was going on. Anyway, I went to Lourdes, and it was actually quite a beautiful place. A lot of people criticise it for being very commercial, which it is. It's unashamedly commercial, but it's absolutely beautiful. And I went with him, and something happened to me with him there that was very profound. And it was, he said, why don't you go and get dunked in the waters? It's not baptism.
Yeah.
I've been baptised, but it was a case of let your sins flow down the river. Anyway, so no, not British, you know, not time for that. Anyway, he went and did it, and it was a nice hot summer's day, and I thought, sod it, I'm going to have a go. And I don't know what made me do it, just something in me, because it wasn't me, I wasn't there for religious reasons. Anyway, so I went into this place where there's holes cut in the ground where the spring waters, where the miracle of the spring waters comes through. They're quite deep, and they're dunking pools, and they have people immersing you into them. So you go in, and the first thing that was really, really smart about it was you all went into this changing room, and you're there with these, it's always male, it's not male and female, male, and you strip down basically nothing more than your underpants. And the first thing that hit me was that everybody sat in that room was exactly the same, because we're all sat in our underpants. Yeah. There was a guy that came in a real posh suit. Yeah. He was obviously quite wealthy, and he had a really smart suit on. Yeah. I had a t-shirt and a pair of shorts, but this guy had a really smart suit on. Yeah. And by the time he'd finished taking all his tie and his collars and his cuffs off and all that lot, he sat there, and he's the same as the bloke that came in next to me and next to me. And that was an incredible feeling that we were all the same. And then I went in, and it was an Irish guy, and he said, "Could you make the sign of a cross?" And I don't know, I've never done that before. And then he showed me, so I made the sign of the cross, and they got hold of me, put me under the water, and it was cold. It was mountain spring water. It was freezing cold, and came out. But there was something special about it. And then I got out, and we came outside, and my brother gave me a big hug, and he says, he said, that all of your sins in your past life have gone down the river. And that was that was quite an epiphany, because I was holding on to stuff, you know, and I think that's one of the times when God came to me, because all of a sudden I was clean. Anyway, I came back from Lourdes, stood about a quarter of an inch off the ground, floating.
You did, you came back full of life.
Yeah, and I think that was my, probably the start of my proper journey with God. But that was to realise that you can be forgiven. No, I didn't do massively horrible things, but and I think it was my upbringing, because I had a mum that was not one for forgiving people. It was always reminded of everything you'd done wrong and all that sort of stuff. So you tend to hold on, when you're brought up like that, you tend to hold on to your guilt. And that's not what you do in our faith. You let go of your guilt and you let it flow down. Father Louis always used to say, he said, your sins, it's a bit like being stood on the bridge. The water coming downstream is your future, and the water going down, coming from upstream is your future, and the water going downstream is all your sins and the past. And he says, think of it as a river, it's gone. And all that stuff that's coming down is what you've got to worry about, not what's gone down the river. Yeah. Well, you asked it, you got it.
I did. And I hope to have that one day. I don't think I've had it quite as powerful as that, but I feel like I'm holding on to a lot of the past. But maybe I need to go to Lourdes.
It worked for me.
Well, maybe we'll go. We'll film it as well.
Yeah.
All right, cut there.